Good afternoon, General Siibiya.
Good afternoon, Honorable Member.
So, in general, I'm a little confused. I can't, it's too long and too big and too ugly, too everything. I'm a little confused. So, there's all this fuss about this press conference of General Makwanazi. We have a Matlala commission, we have this ad hoc committee, and everybody wants to get to the truth. If what he says is true, it's a big problem, but it's not information that hasn't been around for years. Unless you've been living under a rock in this country, you had to know most of this, maybe not in this kind of detail, but everybody knew about all of these things. So, do you know why now? Do you know if his press conference, General Makwanazi's press conference, was whether what he says is true or not, constitutes a genuine desire to expose corruption and criminality within the police, or is this the manifestation of a battle for power in the police? Is this a battle for the top job when Matlala retires?
Personally, quite honestly speaking, Honorable Chair, this has got nothing to do with the 121 dockets and the disbandment of the political killing task team. This, according to me, it's about the succession battle within the police. And why I'm saying this is about the succession battle within the police, I know that in this case, in my case, this whole thing is actually meant to block me from, they know, I had an interview where I was interviewed by one of the radio stations or TV stations and saying, General Siibiya, now that the General Lebeya will be going, are you interested? Are you available? And I said, well, given that opportunity, I will go. And then from there, the media were running saying that General Siibiya has thrown his head in the gauntlet as well, he's ready. And as a result of that, you will see newspaper article that says Siibiya versus Musigidi versus Mkonazi. And then the next thing, what happened is that General Kumalo got arrested. That angered General Mkonazi to an extent that he sent a message to one of his friends, colleague, that says, can I proceed there?
No.
He sent a message of a song of Tupac that says, I'll kill them at night when they're sleeping. Now, he was so furious. And then even General Masemola, to an extent that I began to hear that they feel that I have something to do with that arrest. I ended up calling the National Commission and saying, NASCOM, I don't know about this arrest. Nobody knew. I didn't even expect it because this thing is something that happened within CI. The National Commissioner then said to me, no, you wouldn't have known about this arrest because it's something that happened within CI. Then later, I also got questions from the media guys that says, hey, we understand you are going to be arrested. You will get members who says, don't go to work on Monday. They say you are going to be arrested. Then I go to the National Commissioner, ask him, National Commissioner says, no, don't put me in there. You are not about to be arrested. Then we start working together. We run until the 4th of July, on the eve of the 6th, I get a call from General Mkwanazi talking to me, asking me whether I'm coming to KZN or not. Then I said, no, I'll be coming, General. But the next thing, Sunday, this is a press conference about me. So as far as I'm concerned, and in one of these meetings, I think General Mkwanazi said it in this house, where he said, the National Commissioner was on the doorstep of being arrested. That's why we had to do something. It's a direct admission that this was just a preemptive strike. So the people of South Africa have just been taken for a ride that, no, this is about the disbandment and the docket. Because this docket, we're not gathering dust in my office. I have demonstrated and I still have it, and this committee has got the benefit of being able to call for the dockets. They were last seen since some of them 2018, 2019, 2020, 2023, 2024. So I'm just saying, for us to be sitting here today talking about the issue of the docket, it's a non-issue. Those dockets were dead long time ago. They are still dead now. Even if they can be called now tomorrow, you will see that they are still far.
So how much of what General Makwenazi told us in his press conference is fact, and how much of it is semi-fact, and how much of it is conjecture?
General Makwenazi is playing the country, and he's playing a mind game to the country, and he's actually playing those that are prepared to listen to him, because he knows how to play with words and what to say and the things he needs to say and how to say it in such a way that the country get moved. He will say, we are doing this thing for the country and to protect the people of South Africa. Me, I can defend myself, but the people of South Africa, who's defending them? Now he wants to play that he's defending the people of South Africa. Now we will then come and say, dockets were taken by General Siibiya. They are in his office, in his archives. I don't have dockets in my office, in my archive. I don't have that. And then he makes serious allegations in such a way that if someone was to say, General Makwenazi, you are the provincial commissioner, the police in KZN received information to go and conduct a search and seizure at Kalagabusha Hospital, Correctional Services. And they went there and they searched. And as they searched, they found drugs. Then someone called General Makwenazi, or a call come into the suspect that is being arrested phone, say, give them the phone. And then the suspect give the phone to General Makwenazi. General Makwenazi says, you stop right there, you stop what you're doing, that docket must be taken there. That's interference. And that's defeating. If it was done by someone else, that person would have been suspended. Just let's compare the fact that he says, when they went to arrest Katiso Molefe, a team was sent from head office to there. He did the same. But there's no crime there, because as far as I'm concerned, what he does, there's no wrong. If he sent his team to go and kidnap a ballistic expert, seize the laptop, take the laptops, the files, and add ballistic expert, that is obstruction of justice, interfering. And then he comes here and he says, no. The members were doing their work and they didn't intimidate, and they were even bought lunch. Why are they interfering with the investigative system? Because there's a chain of possession. The integrity needs to be preserved at all material times of the evidence that has been collected. Now, I'm sitting with a situation where if there was anybody, if today I can stand up and go and call that press conference, I also used, at some point in my life, I also wore camouflage uniform. Maybe I should also wear one, go make a conference as well and talk things. But I will be fired from the podium same time. That day on stage doing that, I'll be gone. But some people, because they've got a very powerful social media that they have invested in, every TikTok that you open, no police official is allowed to do what General Makwenazi is doing. No provincial commissioner you will see on TikTok. He's the only one that campaign on and funded on TikTok. And this wins all the South Africans. You touch Makwenazi, you touch us. But he's a policeman. So I'm just saying there are a lot of things that are wrong that we are supporting as a country. And we are creating a monster that no one is able to control. That is why he's able to come here in this house and threaten members of this house and say, you don't touch the members of intelligence, and because you will forcing them to respond. And once they respond, they will talk. And once they talk, many of you, I don't know what said, many of you will do what, but that is wrong. We can't allow such a situation as a country to continue. So all I'm saying is that If the purpose for which he wants crime intelligence to continue and the political testing to continue, and then the next thing, nobody can touch them because they use this political killing testing to conduct their investigations. They also controlling intelligence. They've got intelligence on everyone. Whoever wants to come closer to them, then that person gets threatened, say that we will talk. Can't be allowed.
General, the political killings task team, by all accounts, was initially quite successful. In the recent past, less successful. So what is all of us about?
I really don't know, Honorable Member, because we are saying we're building a capable state. Building a capable state, we're saying let the whole country be equipped, be well-resourced with technology in such a way that they are capable and able to an extent that they are all able to carry their own respective environments. Now, we cannot really be fighting so hard to keep and maintain a very expensive political killing task team that is meant to actually take care of a very small number or pool of excellence within KZN only. The whole country is not really taken care of, and the whole country is suffering. Once you have one provincial commissioner fighting so hard for the political task team to continue for years, spending millions and millions and millions on a yearly basis, that shouldn't be allowed.
Tell me, General, when you were reinstated into the South African police, did you know anything about Matlala, Mahoti, these people?
Not at all. I found them here, these people in the police, especially Matlala. I found them working with the police very close to the generals and other police officials. I mean, it is unfortunate. He's a well-known person. In my case, I didn't know him. I didn't know him only at the time when his name began to pop up. And by the time his name began to pop up, the moment you start to step back, you can see that already this man is known by all.
But part of your portfolio was to also be in charge of crime intelligence, right?
That's correct, Honorable Member.
Surely they would have been able to fully inform you about these gentlemen. Did you not make inquiries? And if not, why not?
This is one aspect that I think crime intelligence need to know. Their job is not only to gather, collect, collate, analyze, and support. They need to support the management, the leadership of the police. If, for an example, Chair, it so happens that you come across an individual who contacts you regularly, and this individual is on site. They know that they are monitoring this person. They must be able to go to the national commissioner or to the minister or to whoever and say, hey, chief, we can see that this person is contacting you or you are in constant communication with this person, but do know that this person we are looking at, we are working on him. Warn me so that I can run. Now, if I don't know and I keep on interacting with this person, not knowing what this person is doing when he gets home at night, then I won't know. And tomorrow you get associated with someone that you wouldn't have under normal circumstances.
So are you saying, General, that nobody warned you and you didn't ask?
Nobody warned me. Even the national commissioner and the subs, they did. I remember when we saw a letter that came from IDEC that says we want to know why and how was this man awarded the tender when he's under investigation by subs. But at the time the man was awarded a tender up to the highest level, everybody saw it. It never happened under the mattress. They saw it and it ran with everybody knowing. During the events at the college, he also had, among the many gazebos that were there, they also had their own gazebo there. And where they will do like the blood pressure, your sugar test and this and that. He was one of the service providers, as normal as possible. Nobody knew about the rest.
But that is a reasonable question to ask, General, why if he was under investigation by the police? Was he allowed to parade around like that? To do business with the police, to contract with the police? How does that happen? How does the left hand not know what the right hand is doing? And what does that say about the police?
Maybe it is the vetting that is lacking, or something that needs to really be collected, or all such tenders needs to be vetted and checked properly to say who is this one and how did he get here. But at this present moment, that part of the tenders and the service providers is something that I'm far from. It's supply chain. It's another division completely. I don't even know the role players that side.
So are you suggesting that that doesn't happen? That people are not properly vetted? That the police enter into tenders with millions of taxpayers' money and they don't vet, because that appears to be the position?
Had it happened, I don't think anybody would have been in trouble by now. If it happened, because from the onset, it wouldn't have happened.
So there are these persistent rumors, I'm sure you've heard them too, about the imminent arrest of General Matlala and General Kumalo by IDEC. Is this true? Do you know if this is true?
I really don't know if it is true, Chair. I don't have that information.
But they don't go away?
I heard about this information, but because it was at some point also in the newspapers, but I don't know the fact, because I don't know whether it was an authentic document that was leaked to the media, but it seemed to have investigation from the IG report. So that part I don't know. I see it from a distance.
During your evidence, you spoke about a meeting with the National Commissioner and the Minister and other high-ranking officers, where Matlala and his contract with the police was discussed. That's correct?
That's correct.
The Minister asked what was known about the tender, and he asked that Matlala be investigated.
That's correct.
I'm puzzled as to why it was dependent upon the Minister, a newcomer to this space, to ask for him to be investigated. Why didn't somebody in the police, you all have years of experience, why didn't somebody in the police actually think of that themselves and do it?
This is when the stories of Mr. Matlala were gaining momentum and about the tender. That's how the minister got to ask and say, I get this information. What happened here? Can the auditors, internal audit and others, please investigate this thing as to how did this man get this tender? Were there any irregularities and that? And a response came and the minister gave an order that it be cancelled.
Okay, but that only answers half the question. The other part of the question is, why did nobody in the police take the initiative to do this investigation? If the minister could read about it in the press, so could everybody in the South African police. Why didn't somebody do something? Why didn't you do something?
I could only do something about it if I knew about it. But up until we saw a letter from IDEC questioning that part and say, why is this thing happening? Because we are investigating this thing. So there's not much anymore I can do when already IDEC is saying they are working on it. And as far as I'm concerned, Chair, many a times I like it when there is an investigation, even if it includes me or it involves me or where I could be closer to it. If it is investigated from outside, be it IDEC, DPCI, or IPIT, to me, I feel comfortable if it's a neutral body investigating. Not these things that we see in the subs now, where you find that they let very junior officials are chasing after a deputy national commissioner every day, saying that, no, we are investigating the deputy national commissioner. They've got this excitement of using very junior member to chase after a senior member. I don't know if we were to turn the tide and do the same to some senior top official members, and you set some constables and sergeants to run after him and investigate him and embarrass him. This is not right.
So General, is there political interference in the police? Are there attempts to influence the direction of investigations, particularly with regards to corruption and politically connected people? Does that happen?
The first part of the question I didn't hear.
Is there political interference in the police? Are there attempts to influence the direction of investigations, particularly with regard to corruption and politically connected individuals?
So far, I've never been interfered with from any minister or deputy minister. I don't know of any political interference. And in relation to this disbandment of the task team, I received a directive from the National Commissioner. It is between the National Commissioner and the minister to decide whether there's political interference or not.
I'm not talking about the political killings task team in general. I'm talking about in general.
In general,
are you aware of political interference in the South African police?
I don't know of any.
So you've never been asked to investigate or not investigate anybody?
I've never been tasked to investigate anybody, any official from the side of the minister.
In your view, is the top management of South African police capable of running the police in the best interests of South Africans?
Yes, they are capable. When I look at the statistics and in the meetings that I've said where we said as a team, when we're really working and we're working hard, there's a difference, there's hard work that has been done. It is unfortunate that you do have this other people who come in and cause division within the police.
Who comes in and causes division in the police?
There are people who go and whisper to the minister. Chair, what I want to say is that just after I came back, someone intelligence, they went to Minister Kele. They said, Minister, do you know that you agreed that General Siibiya must come back? And we just promoted him, but you know that he's investigating you. And the minister was very angry and said, but why is Siibiya doing this? Because, I mean, I didn't even object that he must come back, but I hear that he's investigating me. At that time, I don't even have a team. I know nothing. And the minister he was not angry, but when I saw the minister, I could see that he's looking at me in a dim view. Then I went to the National Commissioner and said, hey, NASCOM, what is going on? I hear 1, 2, 3, 4. He said, yeah, it did happen, but I told him that, no, it's not true. I told the minister, no, it can't be true. Then they go to the National Commissioner. They say to the National Commissioner, are you aware that Siibiya wants your job, is mobilizing for your job? Then the National Commissioner woke up at night and he went to see the mother of my child, who's my colleague then, went to visit her and say, hey, do you know that Siibiya wants my job? And then I had to write a long message to the National Commissioner to assure him that, National Commissioner, I've never been in uniform all my life. I have never been a station commander, a cluster commander or a provincial commissioner. I'm not interested to become a national commissioner. Please, I'm interested in the DPCI, but not yet. And then he said, no, thank you very much. Please keep it the way you are. And the next thing, it never stopped. It went on and on and on and on, with the National Commissioner thinking that I want him out.
So don't you want to be the National Commissioner?
I don't think that is where I want to be, but if I'm approached, I would go for the opportunity. My role is that they've worked hard to try and speak to, when you look at artificial intelligence and all the negative stories are said about me, whether it's Senzo Meyiwa, what they do is they just throw my name and then it will replicate into 1,000 that talks about negative things about you. Everything that you say, it just turned into artificial intelligence. Just to speak bad about my name in such a way that even tomorrow when I have to occupy a position, a consideration is to be made. They will say, this one is too controversial, or this one has a lot of issues. This is the intention.
General, I understand that this process is painful and it's not the first time you're going through it. But this isn't only about you. You understand that? This is about South Africa. And my question to you was, do you think the top management of the South African police are capable of running the police service in a fashion that is in the best interests of South African citizens. And you said yes, but just the state of the country, the level of crime, South African police service is not managing to do a good job. I understand that there are thousands of policemen who go to work every day, and thank God for them, who do a great job. But we're not managing. And something will have to change. You have to do something differently. And what is that going to be?
I must indicate, Chair, the National Commissioner of the South African Police Service, the current National Commissioner, is very experienced. And he knows his job. He knows what he's doing. And he knows how to deploy. And he knows how to build a team at some point. He knows how to look at the situation. Let's take, for an example, the elections. And he knows how to plan, put a proper plan together that will actually result into zero incidents throughout the country. And when you look at the statistics, they are green, 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 green. So I can't sit here and say, no, they are not capable. They are capable. There are challenges, yes, but they are capable.
Okay, General, my last question. When you took over crime intelligence, what did you do to clean it up? Because Lord knows it was a mess. Can you tell us today that it's better?
It was a mess, but when I came in, it was run by General Khumalo. I have received a number of complaints that affect him. And I've also received a number of complaints from the generals that report to him. But unfortunately, it is a space that I was entirely not in control of, because General Khumalo's got a special relationship with the National Commissioner. That is why even when he gets arrested, the National Commissioner will make sure that he does not get suspended, number one. Number two, within 2 weeks, he clears him. Then there's nothing. It doesn't happen just you find that there is crime committed, a person has been charged, investigated by IDEC, charged, and then still running the case. But within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you have cleared the person. You even submit an affidavit that this person be allowed to go back to work. As an accounting officer, you don't do those things. So I'm just saying, crime intelligence, it has got challenges. And hence you can see already investigations that are already running. And I don't know how many more are still there from the IDEC side, but there are challenges within crime intelligence. You'll take it from here. Look at how many generals are out that are not there. And all of them are in courts against the head. All of them are in court against the head. You go to Western Cape, you go to head office, you go to other provinces. It's here and there where you find that a general is not in court, but there's a big fight. Where there's a brigadier, even internally, there's just... I heard the National Commission saying, I'm fighting with everybody. No, it's not the case. I am a Deputy National Commissioner of Crime Intelligence. When I get undermined by someone who is not in this space, it is my job to stand up and say, but no, you can't do this. It's not really fighting with anybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Honorable Breytenbach.
Nothing. Sure, I would honestly.